Hey everybody, I'm Greg with Team Kosmos, and today we are going to do a pork butt with double pepper cow cover. I'm going to go through step by step how we do this on the Traeger. Going to be real simple, real easy. Double pepper cow cover is not just for beef and steak. Okay, I'm going to show y'all how good this can be on everything, especially pork. Then we're going to go through the process step by step of what we do. So, first of all, any pork butt that you can get anywhere 7, 8, 9 pounds will work perfectly. We want to go bone in. That bone, when it pulls out at the end, kind of gives me an indicator of when it's done. So we're just going to open this up. So on this side, you can see where that money muscle is. That's the most tender part of a pork butt right there. And we're going to trim a little bit of this fat off here and seasoned up. We're going to pat this down right out of the package. So one of the things that I love about the double pepper cow cover is how versatile it is. And so I was like, you know, we're just going to try this on a pork butt. So we're going to season this up a little bit. We got a little piece of a bone right there, so we're just going to cut that out. We want to get down to the meat a little bit. I'm going to render that. That won't render out. So we just want to kind of lightly trim. We don't want to cut off a bunch of the meat. This is pretty much the only part really we're going to trim. You don't have to go too overboard with it. That's pretty much it. So what we're going to do on the back for when we season, okay? So we're going to cut these cross hatches in this, and what that's going to do is it's going to allow more smoke to get into the pork butt, and it's also going to allow it to cook a little bit faster and a little bit more even. I'm just going to come back and go the other way, all the way through, just like that. So we're going to use this as a binder to hold our cow cover. Just go all over. You're not going to taste the mustard. Make sure you've got a really good binder there to hold all the rub. We're going to get all the way around. Now at this point where I cut these slits in here, we want to make sure that we get the mustard in there really good, because we're going to season the inside of that also. We're just going to get all the way around there. So now we're going to start seasoning the back first, okay, and the sides and then the top. Here's a pro tip. This is coarse, okay? So any coarse rub, you want to turn the bottle to the side, okay? So you see where the holes are on the side. That allows the coarse peppers to come out a lot easier than if you try to season it this way, because you allow that extra room and space at the top. Now, we want to make sure that we season this really good. This is a big cut of meat, okay? And the only seasoning you're going to get for now is on the outside of the pork butt, okay? We're going to add more seasoning to it at the end, but be generous with it. You don't have to be shy about this. This is the easiest thing, in my opinion. When you're starting out, when you're cooking and you're wanting to do something on your Traeger or on your pellet smoker first, this is by far, I think, the easiest cut of meat to use, right, to learn with, okay? Because it is really hard to mess up, all right? It makes a lot of food, especially for the price. So we're just gonna come down here. We're gonna get all the sides. Like I said, be very generous with the seasoning. We're gonna get that money muscle. All right, guys, that's it. It's that simple. It is not hard at all whatsoever to trim a pork butt, get it seasoned, and get it ready to go on the smoker. We're gonna give it about 6 to 7 hours, okay, of a smoke bath on the Traeger, and we're gonna build that bark really good, okay? We want to wrap it at color, okay? Sometimes it takes 6 hours, 7 hours, maybe even 8 hours. We're gonna put it on at 275, and after, we're just gonna let it run. We're gonna let it go for 6 to 7 hours, let it build that bark before we wrap it. Okay, and then we're gonna wrap it, it'll go for another 2 hours. We're looking for a finishing temp of anywhere around 200 when it's at 275 degrees, so internally 200, and that's gonna tell us when it's ready. However, we also wanna make sure that sometimes finishing temp can be different, okay? So it's gonna be by feel, right? It's not always by the internal temp, but it gives you a good gauge of what you're looking for it to be finished. So let's get it on the smoker. Okay, so we got our Traeger fired up to 275. And we're gonna go fat side down. I like fat side down. Just gonna put that on just like that. Some people like fat side up so that fat renders down into the meat down. I like go fat side down, just kind of protect the bark. What we did was we've already pre-made one of these. So I've got one here now ready to pull out. So a couple things, what we've done here, we let the pork butt go. It was about 7 hours. It had perfect color. So we decided to wrap it at that point, and it took about 2 more hours. The internal temp ended up being about 200 degrees. However, when we probed it, it was probe tender. It went right in just like going in through a stick of butter, and that's what you really want to look for. We also wrapped it in a double layer of foil in the pan. And why that's important is if any juices come out, they stay in the pan. Not to mention, we can go ahead and just shred it in the pan itself. So as you see there's the finished product. And you can see what an amazing bark that double pepper cow cover did on this, and all of the juices with it. Pull that bone straight out of there, and that's how you know it's done. That's clean. Guys, we're just gonna straight into this. And that just pulls just right apart. And you just want to go right back in those juices. We want it to absorb and soak all that up. All right, what we're going to do at this point is we're going to add more seasoning. Remember, the only seasoning that this got was on the outside of the bark, so we're just going to add some more. I'm just going to mix that up there. I shredded into it. This one didn't have that much fat on the bottom, so when I scored it, a lot of it rendered down. And fat's flavor. So hey, so if you mix it in, you're not just taking big chunks of fat when you take a bite of it. I'm gonna take a piece of the bark piece there. Oh my God, it's amazing. That double pepper cow cover just goes good on everything. So this is gonna be great on sandwiches, tacos, nachos, you can put on top of salads. One pork butt will make about 15 sandwiches. Okay guys, if you're just now getting into barbecue and you have a Traeger, have a pellet smoker at home, a pork butt is a perfect way to get started. It's really easy to cook. It makes a lot of meat. It's very versatile. And this is a great way to learn how to cook, the time it takes to cook. And it also is really great to play with different types of seasonings. So today, obviously, we use double pepper cow cover, which is not just for steak and beef. If you like this video, please subscribe and like. What do you like to do with the pork butt? How do you like to season it? Do you put on a sandwich, tacos, salads? Let us know. Maybe we'll try it in a future video. Thanks guys, see you later.